y'all, this actually circles back to the obedience piece. When God sat on my bed, he said, you have to go. He said, you have to go. You have to get out of here. When I knew I had to go, I knew I wasn't going back to Cleveland. I kept hearing Dallas. I kept hearing Dallas is where you need to be. Probably since like 2018, 19, I've been saying, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, but Sarah Jakes Roberts will be my pastor. Like, I've said that literally since like 2018. Hey guys, long time no talk. I already know y'all like, what is she doing? Like, where has she been? Pull up a chair. Do you have a little bit of time? Like, do you have a little bit of time? Because honestly, we just gonna have to get a little real up in here if y'all are ready to have those conversations. I know I am. And yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. I'm pretty sure I just was saying this in March. But yeah, we're about to have a real conversation. Well, welcome back to the Just Healing Podcast. If this is your first time, my name is Jasmine. I am your host. I am the queen healer who hasn't quite been healing all the way. I don't think I realized, and sorry, if you're one of my regular healers, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I know I get on y'all nerves so bad. Like, I already know I get on y'all nerves so bad because I know y'all be like, girl, what is happening? Where are you? What are you doing? We miss you. I want y'all to know I miss y'all too. Aww. Like, I don't know. Let me just say, so the last time I talked to you guys, I want to say was around the time my kids were on spring break, maybe. I think so. So let's just start back there. So, y'all, honestly, I am really trying to not let this, I don't even know if you can really call it co-parenting. It's really just me doing the parenting and then another person doing like weekend visits to the playground. There's no real co-parenting going on there, which is why I really wish I would have paid attention to when they talk about parallel parenting, and that just realistically, that is what you have to do with the narcissist. There's no co. It's not going to be any co. And so I think realizing that, I have been able to kind of just get a little better grip, but I've also been trying to, I don't even know where to start, y'all. Here's the thing. When they were gone for spring break, in my mind, I had all intentions. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect time. Like, I can get some filming out the way. And in that time, I really just feel like God was telling me to be still. And this isn't the first time he's told me to be still, especially when it pertains to Just Healing Podcast. As I've told you guys so many times, I take this podcast very seriously. I never want to feel like I'm coming on here projecting. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but a big reason I don't really like, I guess you can call them support groups. A big reason I don't like support groups, especially when it's for survivors of narcissistic relationships or just abusive relationships, or, you know, even sometimes like the different mom groups. I don't like some of those spaces because a lot of the times I feel like it can come off as trauma dumping. I feel like it can come off as trauma bonding. I never want my audience, my little tribe, I never want you guys to feel like I'm projecting on you. I always want to know that my heart posture is right when I'm coming onto my platform, because it's so easy to come onto platforms like this and kind of just trauma dump, or, you know, kind of just project all of what you're going through. And there's a huge difference to me when it comes to, you know, sharing my story, telling my testimony, saying different people I relate to, and then just kind of like trauma dumping. And I just don't ever want to get into that space where I feel like I'm doing that. And so when I take these breaks, when I take these pauses, I really do try to be a little more active on social media. So if you're not following me, go follow my Instagram. I tend to collaborate my Just Healing podcast page, but sometimes it's really just me. Or if you just want to like know, you know, Jasmine, I definitely encourage you to follow my personal Instagram, because you can see my stories. You can just see kind of like my more so day-to-day, and stay connected with me like that, because I don't know, there's no real way to apologize for feeling like, you know, I'm leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back. I really do see it in the future of Just Healing Podcast that it will be a continuous weekly show one day. We are speaking it in the name of Jesus, okay? Speaking of Jesus, this is just going to be some updates. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys some updates. Speaking of Jesus, y'all, I love him so much. Like, love him down, okay? I truly feel like, I don't know if I told you guys about the night that I literally woke up to God's presence in my room. And this was like the tail end of my relationship, and, you know, just very soon before I was leaving. And God came to the edge of my bed, and it was like being woken up and just immediately like chastised. Like, y'all, God was going in on me. God was going in on me, like going in. I was like, dang, all right, Heavenly Father. Like, okay. No, seriously, he was going in on me. And I realize now that he was going in on me because he needed to desperately get me out of that relationship so that I could just be so in tune with him. I think in a lot of ways, if I'm being honest, I did not like my ex. Like, I did not like him. Like, I didn't like his personality. I just didn't like him. I would have to force myself to laugh, force myself, you know, when we were in good times, you know, just, it was very forceful. And I remember before I started forcing it, before I started forcing it, because I feel like there was a time where I didn't force it and it didn't happen. And so I'll never forget this one time. Y'all, I am about to be all over the place. So you kind of just got to go with it. Just, this is going to be a very flowy, updatey episode. But yeah, I remember this one time we went to a winery. It was a winery I had always wanted to go to, but I didn't want to go with him. I wanted to go with like the girls. Anyway, we went, and it was so boring. Like, and it was only boring because we didn't talk. Like, it was so weird. It was so freaking weird. But that was also like when I knew. It's also so weird that like that happened, and I feel like very soon after that, we got engaged. None of it should have ever happened. Like, when I look back, I'm just like, girl, like, I want to tell you guys, if there's ever anything you're doing and you're moving out of shame, do not do it, because that moment, that little moment, moving out of shame, I just feel will quite literally cost you your life. And it's almost like a car accident. It's almost like a car accident in the way of, like, that moment of impact can cause you your life. And even if it's not causing you your life in the physical, I feel like the moment of impact that I had being in that relationship, to me, felt like such a car accident, because I've learned to forgive myself for having the child, or I should say getting pregnant. I've learned to forgive myself for that. What I'm still really kind of just cradling the little girl inside who felt shameful for, being mean to people at church, which I wasn't mean. I just didn't speak to people at church, but whatever. But I'm learning to really cradle the little girl inside of me who, along the way, developed a level of people pleasing and developed a level of, I don't want to be looked at in any kind of way other than that I'm amazing, or, that I'm nice, or what I'm saying is, I really feel like my relationship was like a car accident. And that moment of impact that I moved on out of shame almost caused like a brain damaging concussion. And so, how sometimes when people get in car accidents, they have short-term memory loss. I feel like that is what the relationship did to me. It, for a season, a very long season, I wouldn't say right now, but for a very long season, I forgot who I was. I didn't know who I was. I woke up every day and I would just be like, wow, this is really life. In that relationship was the only time in my whole life where I ever just was like, God, if this is it, like, I don't want to do this, like, I don't know if I want to be here for this. And I would always have these like other things on the other side of my head. Of course, like, when you have children, of course you don't have those thoughts, but it almost was just like, God, life is so freaking miserable over here. And it was miserable from a car accident. And that car accident was just shame and embarrassment and guilt and all these things that I felt, in a way it was like, well, you deserved it. So if this is how your life looks now, that's your fault. You shouldn't have done it. And for so long, I felt really punished by God. I felt really punished for the act and what the act caused. And I just always felt like my punishment was the relationship. And so let me circle it back, bring it back to what we were talking about. I feel like when God was at the end of my bed, he was simply telling me, I was never punishing you, but I need you to get out. I need you to get out. And when God was talking to me, he was just telling me how disappointed he was in me and how he was disappointed that I wasn't praying with the person I was with. So it would be like, I would do my own praying, but if we're unequally yoked, if we're not one, what good is it doing? You know what I mean? If we're doing all the other things, but not praying together. And God just kept telling me, he's like, this is not who I have for you. The man that I have for you, like, y'all, you gonna be feeling like, dang, all we do is pray. Come on, all we do is, first of all, give me a man that all we do is pray. I mean, we can, trust me, other things can go in there too, but I want me and my husband to just pray. And I don't think I would have gotten to this space if I didn't endure what I endured. I feel it all had to happen. It sucked. It wasn't easy. It's still not easy. And I'm just really trying to get through. I'm really just trying to realize that sometimes when hell is breaking loose, that means your breakthrough is coming. And I'm developing the confidence to conquer it. And I can't take those words. Those are from my pastor, Sarah. First of all, hold up a minute. Did y'all know that Sarah Jakes Roberts is officially my pastor? Y'all. This actually circles back to the obedience piece. When God sat on my bed, he said, you have to go. He said, you have to go. You have to get out of here. When I knew I had to go, I knew I wasn't going back to Cleveland. I kept hearing Dallas. I kept hearing Dallas. I kept hearing Dallas is where you need to be. Probably since like 2018, 19, I've been saying, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, but Sarah Jakes Roberts will be my pastor. Like, I've said that literally since like 2018. And God is just so good. He's so, like, I promise y'all, if you're obedient, he will favor you. And yeah, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts is my official senior pastor, and that's so wild to me. Like, oh my gosh, it's so wild to me. It's also so crazy that that happens and literally all hell start breaking loose this week. I mean, like, when I say the devil's so mad, he's so mad. Like, he's like, dang it. Like, I'm really not going to be able to defeat her right now. Like, in this season, I'm not going to be able to defeat her. I remember the devil used to be so mad. The enemy used to literally sit and tell me, all you do is listen to her. She just wants you to leave your husband. What are you even talking about? Like, the fact that he would mirror her to some type of like man hater just because a woman evolved was so wild to me. But it really just clicked to me that she became senior pastor, her and Pastor Teray, her husband, on Sunday. And when I say y'all, Monday, literally Monday, the devil started acting up. The devil ain't acted up since February. Actually, the devil hasn't acted up since like November. So for that to happen Sunday and the devil's been on his best behavior, which I know he got a little bit of ADHD and like other things going on. So I didn't think the good behavior was going to keep on. But y'all, the fact that he just started acting up on Monday is so crazy. Oh gosh, the devil's such a chicken head. He be so mad. Little bok. All right. But yeah. I just wanted to come give you guys an update. I am really going to try to film this weekend. Have some grace for me, please. But I am going to try. I have just really been trying to make it and get through and not crash out, as the kiddies say, which I really love that term. I don't know why, but I've really been trying not to crash out, and really just trying to navigate all of this while still being my soft girl era, because I don't care, like, I'm gonna be in my soft girl era, but the other things need to occur. Like the divorce needs to be divorcing. Like I need that to come up off of me. You know what I mean? Like, I am not your mama. I do not want to keep your last name forever. And we not like, no, take it, bye. Last name ain't doing nothing for me, never did. But yeah, like I said, I'm really gonna try to do some filming this weekend, but do me a favor, head over to Girl That's J Kyle, GIRLJAY, no, GIRLTHATSJAYKYLE and Instagram, and I'll be sure to leave it down in the description box below as well. You can also find me over at TikTok. Child, TikTok ain't going nowhere. Like, every other month I'd be like, okay girl. But yeah, make sure you follow me on my social media, especially my personal social medias, because like I said, that's kind of just where I'm a little more active, especially if I'm not, you know, posting clips of episodes. So find me over there. I really hope that I see you guys next week. I'm gonna really just kind of try to get myself together. But I did want to check in because I love y'all, and we out here healing, and you know, y'all might be doing better than me. There may be a time I'm doing, I don't know, child, whatever. But thank you for listening to this episode. I know it was all over the place. I know it was random, but we had to catch up. Like, we had to do a little catch up, and that's what we did. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.